Oh, hello there. I didn't see you, seeing as I was playing my favorite console of all time, the Nintendo 3DS. While I was playing my 3DS, I realized I've played so many consoles over the years. Which one is the best one? And honestly, even though I think this might be, I think I'm gonna have to try and figure it out. And what better way to do that than a tier list? We'll start from the beginning, shall we? This is the first console I ever owned. I got it for my birthday when I was like 4, maybe? And it's the DSi. It's not the first of its kind, but it's the first one I played. And so just because of the fact that it got me into gaming, it's going up in S tier. Going back a step, we've got the original DS in black and pink. And personally, the home screen doesn't look nearly as good, but I think that they'd still deserve at least a B. Next is my favorite, the 3DS, with so many games and features and all that, and the home screen looks amazing. S tier for sure. And now I have to go get all the other consoles. I'll be right back. Let's get onto it. Oh yeah, how could I forget? This big old piece of shit. So first what we're going to be reviewing is the Wii. See that? Fucking magic. The Wii was something that, as a child, my parents played, but never let me play ever. And nowadays, I bought one, and I bought it with the Wii balance board attachment, so that I could use it for exercise, I guess. Which just looking at me hasn't worked. It's something that has meant a lot to me throughout most of my life. I don't know. It's one of the best, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure it was like the highest sold console ever. I don't know whether that's still current, but we'll see. Next on the list is the one-up from that. This thing, the Wii U. And it's, at the time, extremely cool controller. Anybody who says otherwise can piss off. This thing was, I'm pretty sure it was before the Switch was thought of. I think the Switch was just like a makeup for this thing's failure. But honestly, I found it really cool how you could play part on a screen like this, and part on like an actual TV screen like this. Because of that, has to go in, I'd say A tier. Anybody who thinks otherwise can. Also, I realized I forgot to tier this thing. A tier. Solid A tier. The next thing we got here is coming into the modern age. Oh, wrong side. The Xbox 360. I begged for one of these when I was a kid. My parents weren't super into video games. I kept this thing until I was like 13, I think. In what year was that? 2018. I played Pokemon Black and White 2 7 times from what I recall. And did I finish it? No, I didn't. Well, that's something for another video. Back on subject of the Xbox 360. Honestly, all I wanted to play was Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2. But I didn't end up getting those until long after I got my Xbox One. And that was in 2021. a very long time after it was relevant. I ended up with such esteemed titles as Bloodforge and A Kingdom for Keflings being the thing that I played. Not the full versions, mind you, but the demos. Trials. It was the free one that you could get with the console. And you could only play like 5 tracks, but the most fun thing ever was like bailing out halfway and seeing how far you could fly. And because of such fun times that were had with this console, I'll put it in B tier. Next on the catalogue is... What's this behind my ear? An Xbox One S with the Logitech logo on it because I thought I was cool. This I got as a hand-me-down after a very long time of asking for it and never getting it. I got this right after they announced the Xbox Series S and X. So immediately as this thing became irrelevant was when I got it, just like my previous consoles. Needless to say, I spent a great many hours on Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, Fortnite, all sorts of games. This was my main console for a very long time, and so for that it goes in B tier because honestly it was probably the console I had for the least amount of time. Hell, I came back to... not this one. Came back to this and this a countless number of times, but I haven't even really thought to turn this thing on again. So yeah, B tier. And now we transition into the age of virtual reality. I bought this thing because I saw famous YouTubers such as Josh Dub, Mully, generally that whole crew, I guess, playing like Blade and Sorcery and VR chat and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, hey, I would love to join in on that. And yeah, I did, and I got pretty good at Beat Saber. A lot better than the old videos on my channel that yeah, did not do too well. But because it was such a new, different way of playing, like having hands instead of controllers being what controls you, it was just something else. And because it's unique to anything else that I've ever played, this will have to go in A tier. I would call it S tier, but the head strap broke, so minus points for build quality. Going to the other side of the board from Xbox, we have the PlayStation 4. And again, like every other console I've put up on this table, I've shown it wrong way around first, I think. Yeah. I was never very excited to get this thing because, to be fair, I really just wanted to play the games that were on Xbox, and like many people, I only really bought this so that I could play select games like Spider-Man, God of War, all that sort of stuff. But honestly, nowadays the fact that all those games have pretty much transitioned to PC and onto Xbox and stuff, I think, might not be right there, it just made this thing useless. It's just, there's no point in buying one of these anymore. Like, I know that some people buy like not an old console but an older console for the sake of playing its exclusives and stuff, but there's not that many exclusive nowadays that I would even consider buying this for. So honestly, this is gonna have to go in D tier because That and you could fry an egg on this thing whenever you turn it on. Let's switch it up a little bit. The Nintendo Switch. It's not one of my favorite consoles, but it's one of my best consoles. I for one, I love playing Pokemon, as you can see from the not this one, from this pop figure box that is empty currently. I just love the games. I love the movies, the shows. Got a few of them on disc. But yeah, the games are the selling point for me, and that is why I bought this thing at all. Because what's not to love about a new Pokemon game? There's been like a bunch of them on here, and that's honestly why I'm excited for when the Switch 2 comes out. And so, for the sake of just playing it normally, not that good. But whenever I want to play a Pokemon game, this is the thing I come straight to. So honestly, I'll say C tier. And the moment you've all been waiting for, which I haven't. This big old thing, the PS5, the newest console in my whole collection. I'm just gonna say it's fucking gigantic. It's unwieldy big. Like, I know that this is the normal PlayStation 5, and the other one is like, I think the other ones are all small. I don't know how big the Pro is compared to this. I haven't really checked, but this thing is just enormous in too many ways. It's like it blocks me pretty much entirely. Yes, it's thin compared to the other console. It's like, what am I even supposed to do with this thing? Like, I can't sit it on a shelf. The shelf will fucking fall down. Like, this thing is manageable in size. It's not big, but it's okay size. But like, look at this thing. Look at the height comparison. Well, you could fit like a Wii on top of here. You can fit a Wii on top of there, and it barely goes on top. It's like you could probably fit 3 of these standing like upright, and it still wouldn't compare. It's like, yeah. The only thing I will say is that the games that are exclusive to this thing are good. They are really good. Like Astrobot, for example, won Game of the Year. I played the shit out of that when this came out. Well, not when this came out, when I got this. And honestly, I haven't touched it since. This is the first time I've actually touched the thing since I didn't even finish Astrobot. I got bored of it because it was repetitive. But I've got, I think in terms of games, I've got like 15 games on this thing, and Astrobot is the best one by far. Hell, I've even got the new Saints Row on there, and I'm not even going to talk about that. It's just, there's not much I'd rather play on here that I don't already have on my PlayStation 4. Like, I've been playing the crap out of Horizon Zero Dawn on my Steam Deck. Ooh, that's something I haven't reviewed. On my Steam Deck. And I think the only reason why I'm really keeping this is so that I can play that new Lego Horizon game, because I think that's exclusive. But I think I can play Horizon Forbidden West on my Steam Deck as well. You know what? Fuck this thing. C tier. I'm gonna go get the Steam Deck. And now for the crowning jewel of my whole video game collection is the Steam Deck. I love this thing. It's just look at this thing. It's honestly, it's beautiful. And just look at that buttery smooth gameplay, if you can even see it. It's just, God. Oh, what was I doing? Ah, yes, a review. It's a computer in the package of a Switch. It's just like, look at these things. It's like, how, like the size for one. This thing's like, it's awkward at first. I will admit that it's very awkward to hold at first. It's like imagine holding your Xbox controller, which this feels more like this. It's like you're used to this, obviously, but now you're used to this. Like, I can play anything I can play on my computer on there, and that's pretty much it. It's just, well, not anything I can play on my computer, because my computer's way better than this, but that, you need to subscribe to see that. But it's a whole console of its own. That, hell, I'm playing Horizon on it. That was a PlayStation thing. Like, it's effectively replaced most of my other consoles, because not only is it more powerful, but I can hold it right here, and the screen's right there. Like, I think Nintendo got it right when they started this shit. Like, this to this to this and all those other handhelds just probably stemmed from this. And that's incredible. So honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, this S tier. And this, what tier's above S tier? Space tier. It goes right up there. And well, seems I'm out of consoles. Can't really review the ones that I don't have. The ones that I've played though, the NES, solid console. D tier. Nothing goes in C because I feel like C is too mid. Don't like it. But yeah, that's my list of consoles. If you enjoyed the video, I don't know what I did that for. Press the like button and turn on notifications and subscribe. The subscribe's gonna be like right here. It's definitely not gonna be like down there or something. Pretty sure. What am I doing with my life?